Yadi, if I were new to working with immigrant youth and I were a youth worker and found these folks in my realm of ministry, where would you suggest I start in making those folks especially feel welcome and safe and be in that space? Where would youth workers start to do that?
The first thing we need to ask is, what is their language? Is there a language barrier? Sometimes the immigrant youth speak for their parents. Their parents might not understand what you're saying or might not understand what is being talked. So most of the time, the teens are the sort of like, this is what they want to, they want to tell us. And so you can always start by inviting them to dinner, or you can always start by having a something that is not so dreadful, or like it doesn't feel like I have to speak, because sometimes they're really shy. My father used to say, when we don't understand something, we smile and we just say yes, yes. And
Mm.
so I try to remember that when working with other immigrants, because the thing is, my knowledge is on Latino and Mexican immigrants because I come from the south of the border. However, when I came across immigrants from Africa or from Kenya or from other places, it really reminded me that I know this culture, I don't know this culture, and it sort of made me more humble and understanding that not everybody can understand the culture barriers. And so I'm very comfortable with my Spanish speaking friends and Latinos and immigrants, and I can easily just jump in and invite them to dinner and do youth activities with them because I speak the language. And but by meeting other folks from other immigrant communities, it humbled me to realize this is what is missing in the greater church that wants to help the Latino community. It's not that they don't want to, it's just that sometimes there's a culture barrier. And so as youth workers, we start doing the research phase. So how can I understand this culture better? And lots of times it's by sitting down with the person who speaks English and saying, all right, tell me about you. Tell me about how I can be of service. Tell me how we can create something here that everyone can get to know you, so it doesn't feel very embarrassing, or so you don't feel pushed to talk or anything like that. And a lot of time it starts with just sitting in the couch and having coffee, or having in our culture is bread, so we would bring bread, Mexican bread. And I noticed that some of the immigrants that I was working from Africa, their thing was actually also a meal, sort of another type of bread that they would do. And so I would say, if I can bring the items, or if I can bring the groceries and stuff, would you show me how to cook, or would you show me how to? And it is so, doing those type of things, it's less threatening than saying, let's all go to the church, into the fellowship hall, or let's all just come together, because they might not open up right away. But when you do more smaller sort of activities with them, where you say, okay, help me understand you, let's cook together, or show me how to do something, it sort of invites them to feel open about sharing.
Yeah, and it places you as youth worker in the role of learner, right? Of being able to say, just teach me about your culture. I want to hear from you. It's a very humble approach. It's a very thoughtful, Jesus-like approach, where Jesus would occasionally, or always really, accompany someone that he met along the way, right? It sounds like that's kind of something that would be very helpful in this kind of situation. Yeah, thanks.